Welcome to the Jimmy Palumbo Show. That's right. Show number 130. Now, this is indeed a very, very special show. Why? Because it's show number 130, and we're going to get to the debacle that occurred on Sunday with my co-host here behind the glass, Dave Sturcio, America's favorite Cowboy fan. So we're going to get to that, of course, and other items. But before we do, I have a very funny baseball card that everybody's going to know this guy for horrific reasons. And I think this guy would have been a reality star, or this guy would have been like the Dennis Rodman of the 90s. I got his 1979 card, okay? Of course, I'm jumping right to the baseball card without saying downtown Mawa or downtown Matawan, but you guys have heard that.
They know already. They get it.
They know where we're at. So anyway, I have here the 1979 card of Doc Ellis. Now, are you familiar with Doc Ellis?
No,
okay.
Not a clue.
You should be, though. And when I tell you something he did, you're going to go, I know that guy.
Okay.
He threw a no-hitter on LSD. You never heard that story?
No, but it's amazing.
Okay. So I think this guy's funny. He was a very good pitcher in his own right. He played 12 years. Played for Pittsburgh, Yankees, Oakland, Texas, the Mets, and Pittsburgh back again. He was 138 and 119, ERA of 3.46. He had a whip of 1.288. The reason why I say whip is because anybody over 50 doesn't care about that stat. In 1971, he was a stud, 19-9 with a 3.06 ERA. And in 76 for the Yankees, and I did not know this because I'm a fool, he was 17-8 with a 3.19 ERA, 32 starts. Yankees made the World Series that year. He was 1-0 against the Royals in the playoffs, pitched like eight innings, scattered 6 hits, and got smoked against the Reds in the World Series. But he was traded to the Yankees with Willie Randolph. Now, you've heard of Willie Randolph.
I know Willie.
There you go. For a guy named Doc Medich, which is funny. I'll do another thing on him someday. But then the Yankees got rid of him for Mike Torres. And Mike Torres was like awesome in the 77 World Series.
Is that Glaber's father by any chance?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Any
no,
relation?
definitely not. Definitely not. He won a World Series in 71, and he pitched in another World Series. So, he's been around the league. He threw a no-hitter in 1971. And in 1980, he revealed that he was on LSD during that no-hitter. And as the story goes, he was in LA. The game was in San Diego, and his girlfriend he was doing LSD with his buddy for a couple of days. And his girlfriend called. He took LSD in the morning, and he was flying. And then a girlfriend calls him at 2:00 and says, "Hey, I think you're pitching tonight in San Diego." So he had to get on a flight. He got to the game around 4:30. He said on certain pitches, the ball felt really small, then it felt really big. He said he couldn't really see the catcher's mitt. He was throwing in the general direction of the catcher, which is hysterical. And he ended up, a couple of ground balls were supposedly hit at him, and he thought they were going really hard and they were dribblers. So he jumped back and everything. But at the end of the day, 9 innings, no hit.
Ground ball hit back
crazy.
to the pitcher. There's 3 of them.
Getting clean. And was sober and was a drug counselor with the Major League Baseball for years. But the funny thing is, he's the guy who gave up Reggie's home run in the All-Star game in 71. You do see that highlight all the time. But this guy was out of his mind because I read some quotes that made me laugh. I think you'll enjoy these. He hated the Reds. So one of the games he pitched, he told the catcher, "I'm going to try to hit every player." So he was throwing inside like every inning, and he was counting. All right, I hit him. I almost hit him. Imagine he did that today.
Is this before warnings and stuff?
Oh, now I can't hear you. Where'd you go?
I don't know. I realized that before I was saying something. I didn't hear it.
Can't hear you.
No, nothing.
Uh-oh. And Dave Sturcio. Dave Sturcio has disappeared from the service here. We don't know why. And there he is. He's back.
Good.
Can you hear? You heard me though, right?
Yeah, the whole time. That was my fault. I'm sorry.
Okay, no big deal.
I was wondering. I said something, and I was like, "Wow, no, he didn't even respond to that. That's weird."
No, I didn't hear you say that. Sorry about that.
Sorry, folks.
You know what? I thought for a second there, I thought I was talking to Chris Gucci. And that might be the best joke of the month there. Jimmy Palumbo from 3. He's got it. Fade away. He stares at the bench as he runs down. He also, what else did he do? He also, no one remembers it. Reggie hit the home run against him in the All-Star game. And the next time he faced Reggie, beamed him right leg. Right,
well, I was just going to say, is this before like warnings were given out? Like
no, it was old.
This
was old.
They just let him go.
This was like baseball with men's game. You know what I mean?
When boys were boys.
Right. Now it's like pickleball, Major League Baseball. So that's it. So that's my guy, Johnny Ellis. Crazy guy, but not a bad pitcher. He died maybe 10 years ago at 63 from cirrhosis of the liver, which God bless America. So that's it. Now, who do you got as shitty quarterbacks for the Cowboys?
Shitty quarterbacks between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. I'm going to go with something that's close to home because of last night's events on Monday Night Football. And one of the Cowboys quarterbacks in between Romo and Aikman was, in fact, Vinny Testaverde. And last night, what we watched, he was a shitty quarterback for the Cowboys. What we watched last night sucks. He was actually in attendance at the Jet game, and they referred to this a million times. You know, how 1999 he goes down, tore his Achilles, and rest assured, we just saw the same thing happen to Aaron Rodgers yesterday. It was very, very disappointing.
So Vinny Testaverde, and we're going to get to the Jet game in a minute. Vinny Testaverde, that was I remember him looking like he was 57 years old when he was on the Cowboys.
Well, do you remember who came in for Vinny Testaverde when he tore his Achilles?
No, I don't. No. Sure I do. Oh, God. Who was it?
Ray Lucas of Rutgers.
Oh, that's right. Who? Everybody thinks he was a great quarterback at Rutgers.
He's a family friend, so refrain.
Listen, I love Ray, and he does a good job on the radio when he was doing radio for the Rutgers. But he's one of those guys. Ray Lucas got better between his last game at Rutgers and his NFL career. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's one of 17 players that were better after they left. Okay. All right. So there you go. Vinny Testaverde. I forgot he was a quarterback at Cowboys there. So you got me on that one. Which brings us to, of course, Patreon. Now, if you go to patreon.com, that is patreon.com for those of you over 40, and go look up the Jimmy Palumbo Show and support the show. Right now, we are stuck at 35. Typical Johnny Kelly, number 35. My friend from LA, who's from Boston, nothing but a Red Sox and Patriot fan. He's my last Patreon. Dying in the woods there. I can't believe we got no David Cohn fans here, Jay. No, no Mark Haynes. Anyway, but I got to give a shout out to a couple of people real quick. My nephew, Tommy Palumbo. Why? Because he went to Virginia Tech, and the Scarlet Knights play Virginia Tech on Saturday. Also, Darryl Clark. I was actually my buddy, good friend now through this service. Good friend, a fan and a buddy now. He's down from New Orleans, coming up to New York. And we chatted on the phone the other day. We were BS and had a nice laugh. And, of course, my nephew, Jimmy Riccardi. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up Jimmy Riccardi, Dave, because I think you can relate to this. So, Jimmy Riccardi is a huge Chief fan. Been to all the Super Bowls. He goes to games at Kansas City.
First of all,
time out.
How old is he?
He's 28 years old.
When did he choose a football team?
Don't ask me why. He's been a Chief fan for as long as I can remember.
All right.
I don't even know the reason why. Probably
Okay.
the red or something stupid. Well, maybe he was so red from Rutgers, he decided, you can have a red jersey and be good. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Bottom line is he decides to fly out to the game by himself, buys tickets, flies out.
Past week?
Yep. He won Thursday night. Now, he's smart about it. He flew in Thursday morning, right? Got in there. Wanted to see the unveiling of the trophy. He's got tattoos on his arm that say Chiefs and all that. He's one of those, right? And he took a 6 a.m. flight home on Friday to get home right away. Well, there were some weather issues in the tri-state area. He arrived with no hotel, nothing on Sunday afternoon. So not only did the Chiefs lose to the Lions, my nephew spent 72 hours in an airport. Bottom line is, Jimbo, I love you, but I think it's time we stop the flights. No more going to away games. Because you sit on you get yourself a bigger flat screen and sit on your fat ass and watch the game. But so I have to give a shout out to him. And that's that. But yes, Patreon is mired. This could be my longest slump. I'm thinking about putting my own name on. And my mother still hasn't paid yet because her credit card won't work, which is the best. Which, of course, Absolute Eyewear. If you need glasses, you got to go to Absolute Eyewear, 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 732-326. Eyes. Or 3937-732-326-3937. Go talk to Craig and Janine Michaud. She was at the Rutgers game on Saturday. Family owned, get everything there, full service opticians. They got everything there. And they had the doctors on site. You can get your eyes checked, contacts, glasses for the kids for free. He's got it. And of course, they offer discounts if you mention, just go in there and say Rutgers is 2-0. You'll get a discount. But mention the show. She's a fan. She always texts us about a day later when she listens on Apple and laughs at a random thing that you and I say that makes no sense, but we laugh at it. Also, they have Ray-Ban, Coach, Ralph Lauren, Dave Sturchio's Jimmy Choo, Silhouette, Michael Kors, Vogue, Maui Jim, Costa Del Mar, and Charles Oakley's kids hang out there. The joke.
Right next to Miles.
Right next to Miles. That's right. I felt very bad for Miles last night. I'm going to get to that in a second. 16 years in the biz. Go check him out. Absolute Eyewear, 42 Main Street, down by the train station, literally right by the train station. Good people, good glasses, good service. And when you leave there, you do not feel like a jerk off. That's the best phrase ever. So let's get right to it.
Sure.
You're all smiling and bubbly.
I mean,
I can relate
just
to
getting
that.
my voice back. So, yeah.
Okay, because you were there late in the rain. Good for you.
Oh, yeah.
The Giant-Dallas game. Very interesting game for me. First of all,
was it?
I met 4 of my buddies. We went to a bar on Route 4 because the weather was just saying like it was going to pour. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not sitting in the parking lot. We didn't have the tent. We didn't have bags for it.
Where'd you go? I went to a bar pregame too. Where'd you go?
We went to Miller's on Route 4.
Okay, I went to Reds.
Oh, Reds is great. Reds is right there.
Yeah.
That's where we should have went, actually.
Yeah.
But it's a pain in the ass. You got on a little jitney to get over there?
No. We parked and then we left. And then we just drove into the stadium.
Oh, okay. Because they
have a
$30,
shuttle, yeah.
They have a little shuttle.
Yeah.
But the best thing about that is the guy who drops you off, they're not affiliated with Giant Stadium.
No, they're not.
The guy just drops you off like, all right, everybody out. Like,
it's like we're jumping the border or some shit.
And at the end of the game, the guy's like, all right, everybody, I should be somewhere around here. It was like one older, I did it last year, it was one older guy, and he was like, well, what do you mean around here? There's no service for this?
Well, they don't pay for parking. That's the thing. They don't go into the stadium. They just.
So we watch. We go to Miller's. Good time. I forget, and you do this, but you watch the Dallas games at home with your family. But I forget how fun it is to be in a big sports bar on opening day with all the games going on. You got the jerk off fans over here. Usually the Dallas jerk off fans are over there. Giant fans are being stupid. Jet fans. It's just like if you just sit there and have a couple of beers, all you got to do is look to the left and the right. There's always like a group of Eagle fans. It's a lot of fun. It really is.
It's a lot of fun, but to be honest with you, and I'm guilty of this. Fantasy football has taken over everything. So it's like, that's when I stopped going out. I think it was 2017. I was watching a Cowboys-Rams game, and the guy had a Rams jersey on, and the Cowboys broke off a long run, and I saw him clapping, and I was like, what are you clapping for? He's like, no, I got him on my fantasy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got to get out of here before I kill somebody.
Listen,
let's go.
You are preaching to the choir, because my buddy Mike Zerbo, who was with me, he was like, he was watching some game, I don't know, Carolina or something. And it's like, and again, I'm the old guy. Like Carolina, they don't exist until they're in the playoffs or something. They're just Carolina. Any team that wasn't in the league in 1974, who are these guys? Tennessee Titans, Carolina.
You're one of those guys who are like, Carolina, they're kind of new, right? Like, I mean, they came out in 96, but they're still new. Don't worry.
Yeah, they're the new team. But he was watching some game. Oh, I got this running back. And I'm like, what? Like the Eagles just scored twice, and you got a running back on the pit. I couldn't have a conversation with him. So, of course, I just went to my wings I just realized I did not weigh myself today. I forgot.
I'm not going to.
Maybe a good thing. I'm going to skip a week. But I think I might have lost weight. But anyway, so then we headed over to the game. And my buddy, since I was drinking with my buddy Dave, the guy goes, Jim, I'm not really drinking. Let me drive. It's okay. And these are North Jersey guys. They're like, I know a good way to get in. Now, I've been going to games since 1979. Right away, I should have said, no, you don't. Like I know how to get in. You don't. We're driving around. Everything was cool. We're on these back roads going through Bergen Field or something. I'm like, this is cool, right? All of a sudden, we get in. It was about an hour and 45 minutes before kickoff. We get in like this crazy traffic. But the thing that I know, there's always stadium traffic at every stadium, whether it's Dallas, the Eagle. It's just NFL traffic. There's nothing you can do. The funny thing was, I don't like the way the Giants staff that's there. You always feel like they're just a bunch of Jersey guys making $17 an hour on a Sunday. Like no regard for.
This way, that way.
I had a parking pass for a gold lot, right? It said gold, even gave me a lot number and everything. And I'm like, I don't remember us having a lot situation. So next thing you know, we were almost in, and all of a sudden the guy just decided to shut off one, and he sent us like, next thing you know, we're back towards American Dream, stuck in traffic there. And I'm like, we're not going to make kickoff, I don't think. So we ended up getting through. And so I had this piece of paper, right, with the barcode on it, right? And for some reason, the parking pass could not be on your phone. That was the instructions I got, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I figured they're going to have something.
By the way, but they prefer you not to.
Right. So I goofed on that. So, but here's the thing, though. The guy who took our tickets, you'd think he'd have some kind of barcode system, delete, right? No, he was sitting there, and all he did was take the piece of paper and carefully ripped off the little barcode and then put it in his left hand. And he's carrying it looked like tea bags on his left hand. I was like, what is this, 1973 to get in here?
How much, if you want to disclose, how much did you pay for your parking pass?
Okay, $30.
$30?
Yeah, prepaid.
Wow. Oh, because you're a season ticket holder.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, I had to pay $72 a park.
Okay. First of all, that's fair. You're a Cowboy fan. I'm
not a season ticket holder. I go once a year, not every. I don't go 8 games a year.
Neither do I, and I won't either.
You don't even stay for whole games, Jimmy.
So next thing you know, they send us into the American Dream world, right? The people are coming out of American Dream with shopping bags. This is what a horrific NFL setup. Next thing you know, we get a spot, and so we go to the game. But when we left, we got out of the game. We left early. We couldn't. The bar to the gate wouldn't go up. We had to pay another $5 because American Dream thought we were shopping in American Dream for the day. Like, there was it was horrible.
What a great place to put a mall.
Oh my God! So we head in. And all of a sudden, I came with ponchos. I came prepared, right?
You pussy.
Yeah, right? Pussy. But guess what? We all of us had ponchos. We left them in the car. So we go in.
There you go.
But it wasn't raining. I'm like, we're going to get away with it. Weather report says not going to rain. So we're there. We get a beer. We do the classic thing. My seats aren't that good, upper deck. Next thing you know, it starts to rain. And we're like a half hour before kickoff. And it starts to rain a little harder. And I'm like, okay, we're unprepared. We're exposed to the elements of the upper deck. So we ended up saying, let's go underneath. So I said, let me get online and get a poncho from the beautifully arranged Giant apparel store in there, which I'd rather buy a t-shirt. The Chop Sports party at Merrill Park had a better array of products than the way the Giants have it, okay? It's not even Kohl's wants to put these Giant shirts in their stores, okay? So we're waiting online. And I get in, there's a long line to get the poncho looked like saran wrap. You just put saran wrap over the cheapest poncho you could possibly purchase. So I'm doing material like, hey, you got any cowboy suck ponchos or you got any Eagles? I'm doing like bad material like that. I get to about 8 people in, right? The lady goes, ladies and gentlemen, just want to announce we are out of ponchos. Please feel free to buy any of our apparel. The place cleared out, like people screaming at the lady. So then we go watch the game.
It's their fault, obviously.
I sit down. They got the American flag, wiggling the American flag. And right away, Queen Latifah. I'm not a fan of Queen Latifah. I don't know, something about her annoys me for no reason. and she looked like she was lip syncing. I couldn't figure it out.
Could
And
be.
then the Giants get the ball. The crowd's all excited. And the Giants march downfield. Boom, boom. All the way down. I'm like, look at this. We're moving the ball on them, right? And then we get down to the 17-yard line, right? I'm like, here we go. I'm like, come on. We can't. Got to get 7 here. Can't do 3s. And then it's false start. And then it's a snap. And I'm like, of course, I yell out, Cowboys are on the move. And then, of course, which I don't remember the last time it happened, block field goal for a touchdown. And I looked at my buddy who's a Giant fan, but he doesn't know Giants like I do. I go, dude, this game's over. He's like, no way. What are you talking about? Then they missed the extra point. And I thought, ooh, that could bite you in the ass. Mm-hmm. And then the Giants get the ball back. I'm like, all right, it's crazy play, freak play. It's kind of getting lucky, the fact that you score on it, right? And then a ball bounces off the wide receiver, floats right into the.
That was your boy Saquon Barkley who dropped that ball.
Bouncing off all over the place, lands in a beautiful guy was running towards the goal line, right? Whenever Rutgers gets an interception, it's always like the guy's got to spin around. He has no chance of getting it in, right? So then I'm like, then I looked at my buddy. I was like, all right. I said, listen, they score one more time. We're out of here. And then I realized Dak Prescott hadn't taken a snap yet. So 7 minutes into the game, Dak Prescott gets by center. And I'm like, what the heck? This is unbelievable. And then, of course, I was saying, I can't believe how lucky the Cowboys are getting. It's unbelievable. This is bullshit, right? I'm getting aggravated. But then the Giants didn't do any of the any institutionalized football skills at the biddy league to the NFL league. They didn't I don't believe they functioned as an organized football unit. And I'm not taking anything away from the Cowboys. The Giants looked they were calling timeouts.
Their offensive line
got the yips. It was like, and I was like, this is what's going on? And then Daniel Jones looked like a rookie. And then the game, when it got to the half, it started to rain. I said, I think it was 19-0. And I actually thought it was crazy how the Giants missed a field goal. But I thought it was crazy how, the score wasn't indicative, really, even at 40-0. I don't think the score was indicative of the blowout that it was. In other words, it was only like 19-0. In the NFL, 19-0 is bad, but this was like 19-0, but you were watching the play and you're like, wait a minute, we're never going to do anything forward when we get the ball. Like, we're not going to move. And the Cowboys smelled blood in the water. And I don't remember. I was at the 35-0 game years ago when they retired Phil Simms' jersey in 95, I think.
Yeah. Broke my nose that night, actually, watching the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't live with my dad at the time, and every touchdown I would run up to the living room stairs and call him. It's like, Dad, you see that one? You see that one? It was like the last touchdown. I slipped going up the stairs and banged my nose right on the stairs. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. That's
I was looking I went to school looking like a raccoon. It was horrible. But the Cowboys won 35-0.
Yeah, they won 35-0. Now, but that game was like Cowboys. Number one, the Cowboys were one of the better teams in the league.
Sure.
Aikman, they had the whole bit. And but this one was I don't know. It's that old Parcells line. You're never as bad as you think you are when you lose. You're never as good as you are, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I don't know if the Giants are going to recover from this. I mean, put it this way. If this was week 13 and your coach was in his 4th year and you haven't won, I think a coach gets fired for a game like this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the only thing I could say is, I'm not trying to give the Giants any slack whatsoever. I enjoyed every single minute of that game.
I saw your post. You were having fun.
Oh, me, my brother, my best friend, we were just having a ball. But I have to say, the only thing I could say for the Giants' sake is there's not a lot of preseason games anymore. The rules have changed in preseason. There's no contact. You go in, you think you're prepared. And then once you get a blocked field goal return, and then a pick six, and then Micah Parsons is in the backfield, all that, the wheels fell off so fast that it's like, even at halftime, they probably were even looking at each other like, yo, we got to get to Arizona, like stat. You know what I mean? Like, this is not happening for us today. So everything, when it rains, it pours literally and
Rains and
figuratively.
pours. You know what's funny? If you look at, I
rough.
looked at the box score at the half. I actually took a screenshot of it. If you didn't know the score of the game and you looked at the box score, okay, like the regular box score,
The Giants were leading in time of possession.
right, not the box score that ESPN puts up. That's the good box score. I'm talking about the regular, like in the paper box score. It's like, you know, so and so. Dak didn't do that much. Yeah, you know, 1 sack from you. You go through. You're like, all right, yeah. What was the final score? 40-0. What? It was just, but
Yeah,
it was the visual. I don't know. The Giant fit, like I said, you posted something online. Outside of like the 1996, and it's only one game, there is nothing. You know what? I don't even think the flag looked good that they rolled out. Like there was nothing. I thought, you know.
No, it was. Listen, 2 years ago, the Cowboys. The headline was the Cowboys thrashed the Giants, and the final score was 19-3. So, like, I thought that was a complete
and last year the game was close. I was bartending that night.
Yeah, I think
and it was a tough game.
I was there too for that.
We sometimes play the Cowboys.
It's been 6 years, Jimmy, since you guys have
man.
won at home against the Cowboys.
We've only beaten the Cowboys and Eagles 3 times, and I think it's 24 games with 3-21 against the Eagles and Cowboys. That's never happened. Even when we sucked, we always played. You know, we would sometimes occasionally split with the Cowboys. This is
look. I look at the Giants, and they're all, like I said, their offensive line were on skates. That's a problem. That needs to be addressed right away. But then I'm looking at like Daniel Jones on who he's got to throw to, and I'm like, you drafted a kid, fine. You got Waller. He got open a couple times, but I'm like, I immediately thought I was going to wake up on Monday morning and the Giants were traded for either T. Higgins or Mike Evans, like, because there's guys that are on the block that might not last a year with their team because they're on a contract year and shit. And if the Giants really think they have something, they need somebody else. They can't sit there and be like, well, we got Slayton, Shepard, and I'm like, these guys they're not scaring anybody.
Well, last year I thought they were the worst wide receivers in the
were.
NFL of all time.
Yeah,
I think of all time. I mean,
I don't know. I
feel if you're a Jones, first of all, there's 2 levels of, we shouldn't have paid Jones all that money. Okay,
no,
you have to let the money thing go away, because let's face it, any average jerk off working at the post office, no professional athlete deserves to get a 300. Like, I don't care. Aaron Judge to me doesn't deserve a $350 million contract. You just have to throw the money out.
Throw the money out, but also recognize what market price is. So, like, correct. I can't believe they gave Daniel Jones 40. Well, if you think you found your guy, that's the going rate.
That's the going rate. So you have to do it. I agree with you. And you got to let them. It's really about, do you want to sign this player? That's the decision. And
I think
no, like Jones, like, you know, you had to decide. The front office has to decide.
Right. That was their guy. So if they thought
just like the Jets, you know, the Jets decided what they had to do. The other thing is, I was kidding around online. I think the NFC East is the best division, only because last year Cowboys were good. They made the playoffs. Eagles, obviously, very good. And the Giants made the playoffs, a little bit of a fluke thing, but they got in. And I think the Redskins got eliminated on the last day or second.
Yeah, they were in the conversation, and but they're a quarterback away too.
So there was 3 teams in the playoffs of the 4. I don't know. You know, there's some other divisions that have some good teams. I don't know. The NFC East was good last year. I think it was the best division in football. But what the hell do I know? So yes, Giants got completely bitch slapped. Matter of fact, they gave away these. I was kidding around with you before.
I got one. I use it to clean my seat.
I know, that's the thing. It was like listen, you're not young anymore.
No,
it's like, by the way, I think this cost the Giants, if this is more than 11 cents per towel, right? And I grabbed it. The first thing out of my mouth, get that. It's good for cleaning the seat. Yeah. And then I shoved it in my pocket, and on the ride home, I'm like, my back hurts. What's in my pocket? Is this thing that I said, I got to save
They almost refrained from giving one to my brother. Like, obviously, the people that are giving away, they know who you're with, and they're like, well, this guy's got a Cowboys jersey on, so what are we giving to this for? Danny took it and just ran with it.
You see how, like, rabid the people were grabbing these out of the box? Give me one. Give me one. I'm like,
yeah, you want to commemorate this? Good. I hope you remember this for the rest of your life.
No, but it's like, this is like, I don't know if you can get a cheaper item. This is like, it's valueless. I got a kid at home. Well, then why'd you bring your kid, jerk off? Anyway, it's like, so let's talk about Cowboys. I don't know. We'll see. Cowboys certainly look good. They play the Jets.
You could put them on the VG this week.
We're going to get to that in a second. Now they play the Jets. Of course, the Cowboys are, 1-0, and now they play the toothless New York Jets. Now, yesterday's game, look, I don't hate the Jets. I never have. I turned that game on last night. I was like, this is cool. Aaron Rodgers coming out. I said, this is going to be fun. And I'm like, you know what, though? The Bills are good. Like, this is a good game. If Rodgers is a B-plus quarterback, this is a good game. Jets got a great defense. And all of a sudden, like right away, he didn't even he got sacked. Like, it wasn't like one of those LT sacks. It was kind of like, and all of a sudden.
Well, did you watch this? Did you watch the slow motion?
I did, but I'm talking about live,
I know.
And then
like,
I knew something
gross.
was wrong because the great quarterbacks don't sit like that. He sat as if like, I thought maybe he hit his head. He got his bell rung or something. He's like, where the hell am I? And then all of a sudden I'm like, uh-oh. And then did you hear one of the linemen try to, come on, man, get up. And he looked and said, I am not getting up. So he knew something snapped. And
you actually watched it roll up the calf. It's gross. It's not good for the game, man. It's just
like I know a lot of fans like, oh, good for him. He left Green Bay, douchebag, all that. Yeah, but even I'm sure Chris Gucci doesn't even. It's like
no, he hit me up. He's like, this is awful. And I was like, I know.
I mean, you know what it is? Like nobody watches the Jets, and then the nation was tuning in to Aaron Rodgers, arguably maybe one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Some people think he is, and he gets hurt like on a bullshit play at the beginning of the game, and then. I felt bad. Here comes Wilson in the game. And the crowd shots of the Jet fans were like,
did you see that ESPN lost it? They got the guy giving the finger. I was like, oh, man.
And then I'm like, oh, man. And, of course, the announcer, Troy Aikman, was like, oh, well, this is they were prepared for Aaron Rodgers behind him, the line, and they don't know the cadence. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I feel like saying, hey, Troy.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I know he's not wrong, but like the guy played all year last year. Like,
yeah, but this is a new offensive coordinator, Jimmy. Somebody's calling the plays brand new.
He was there learning. He was fine. Maybe one or two plays threw him off. I thought the kid's got no pressure on him now. I thought the kid played well, but the Jet defense was just tremendous. I thought Allen had a bad game.
He stinks.
I don't think he stinks at all. He just had a bad game.
He's so overrated. I know
you're not an Allen fan. I like him.
No. I like what he can do. Trust me, I like what he can do. But the problem is,
man,
as a Cowboys fan, every week, no matter what, Dak Prescott could spill his coffee on his shirt, and that'll be the headline story tomorrow over anybody else. So the fact that he turned the ball over 4 times, the national media better get all over this guy because that's the reason why.
You know what it is? He got lucky because the story. 3 weeks from now, you'll forget who won the game. That's a game Aaron Rodgers got
right.
Real shitty. It was just a buzzkill. I was like, oh man. But I stayed up. I left the game for a little bit, and I turned back on. And I watched the fourth quarter, and it was fun. And then the kid that was on Hard Knocks barely made the team. He's a smiling kid.
Awesome.
Took it to the house. It was awesome. I enjoyed that, but it's just bad.
And do you know last night, just as a broadcasting novice that I am, last night Joe Buck and Troy Aikman passed John Madden and Pat Summerall as the longest tenured duo in the booth of all time.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Crazy, because I was like, man, who'd they pass? Right away I was like, was it Madden and Summerall? And my dad was like, yeah, it was.
Either one of them can carry their jock strap as far as I'm concerned. Although I do like Troy Aikman. What's great about Pat Summerall? He's okay. He's
He's got a very iconic.
He gives because he's been doing it a lot, but so did Summerall. But it was great about Summerall. There'd be all this crazy shit going on, and he just would go 2nd and 5. Like
no. The best is Madden would go on a 20-minute rip, right, and then he goes, "Thanks, John." That's it. That's the best. Thank you. Thanks, John.
First of all, what's so funny? I love discussions like this. Do you know? Imagine this happened now. Madden and Summerall were paid very well, but not like it is today.
No.
And by the way, who cares about the announcers?
I personally do. I like that.
Have you watched it? When's the last time you watched the pregame show?
I watch all the pregame shows. I'm a savant, man. I can't get enough of it. I'm sorry.
I listen to Terry Bradshaw.
No, he's a babbling idiot at this point. But like most of the time, I watch the NFL Network. You got Eisen, Kurt Warner, Michael
No, I'm
Irvin's
talking
going
about
nuts.
the Channel 2, Channel 4 guys.
No, I can't
on
watch.
1 o'clock.
Boomer's good. I like CBS, but like
it's awful.
there last night, Scott
I
Van
predict
Pelt got a little too much burn last night.
I predict you will only have about 5 more years of watching any kind of pregame show. Like, you know, it's going to be like, honey, my daughter's dance gets out at what time? 12:35. All right, if I leave now, I'll get your whole life is about when do they kick off? 4 o'clock game. They don't kick off till about 4:08. That 8 minutes is where you're going to win all your games.
Not yet, at least. But I'm sure it'll be. I'm sure it'll be a different story.
You watch. You said your wife's got you. Have you by the? She's just gonna hold you by the ball.
I turned on the pregame on Sunday at 9 a.m. 9, and I was like, "This game, the first games don't even start until I leave. Like, and I won't even get to the bar until 1 for the 1 o'clocks, and then I wouldn't leave the 1 o'clocks until I was like a good commercial break."
You're clear. You got your wife's a saint.
Yeah.
I felt bad. You know, the embarrassing thing was with the Jet game was when Rodgers got hurt. Your son Miles was texting me, and Miles was like, Uncle Jimmy, I'm so sad, but I can't tell my dad I'm texting this late. I said, right. Miles, relax. It'll be okay. I know you're only 1, but listen, it'll be okay. This kid Wilson's going to come in. Jets got a good defense. And then at the end of the game, we were just texting back and forth. I said, you got to go to bed now. You got to go to bed now. I'll make sure I'll send you that jet green.
Listen, they're 1-0 at the end of the day. They won the game. So
they won the game.
We'll see what happens. We got Cowboys-Jets showdown next week.
Oh, the Cowboys going to eat them up, I think.
We'll see.
What else was I going to say? The Summerall thing. Do you know they used to let him leave, not do the games on certain days because of the U.S. Open tennis? Like, think about that rule.
He would do the
Pat
tennis?
Summerall on the this past weekend with all the big games.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't do NFL that weekend. He would they use instead of Summerall, they use like Don Criqui or something like that to come in.
They did that. They do that for Buck's with ESPN now, but Buck used to not do certain football games because he would be doing the World Series.
Okay, but that to me is like Summerall doing Summerall doing tennis. He was like so brief. It was so
30 love.
Yeah. Or like if it was 4-3 and Martina Navratilova was serving and she would hit like a rocket ace and he would just go, Martina holds. And they go to a commercial break, like no information at all. Oh my God. So funny. But hey, listen, all right, you know what it's time for because of week 1 of the NFL here. It's time for cornholelevel.com. That's right. Go to cornholelevel.com. You'll see these wonderful items here that you just hook it right into Dave's cornhole like that, and it balances it out. If you're a Cowboy fan, it's nice and straight. If you're a Giant fan, it's like this now, the other way. So you got to check these things out. Cornholelevel.com. These things are awesome. You hook it into your cornhole board. It levels it the proper way, like on a level, so you know what you're doing. 20% off if you mention JP Show. These things are cool. They're $19.95, cornholelevel.com. My friend Mike Caprio owns this company. They're selling like hotcakes. Believe it or not, he's selling a ton of these. Stocking stuffer time. If you have a jerk-off friend who plays this stupid game, this is the gift for you. I know Dave has them in his car, his glove compartment. He never knows. Matter of fact, I was pissed at the Giant game. I saw tons of people playing cornhole.
With unlevel boards, right?
Oh, I didn't have my level, and I didn't like. I said, I wanted to whisper, "Look at this unbelievable shitty board you have right there." But cornholelevel.com, go check it out. And they sponsor, of course, your friend and mine. They sponsor the Jimmy Palumbo's NFL Stinks list. Well, we're just going to get right to it. Okay, AFC East, Miami Dolphins. They are average. Buffalo Bills. They went from very good to good because they could destroy the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. The New York Jets, I got to downgrade them to average because of Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots stink. Cleveland Browns, average. Baltimore Ravens, good. Now, we got to discuss something in the middle of our stinks list here. Mike Caprio, was kind enough to enter me into a survivor pool. The first time Jimmy Palumbo has ever entered a survivor pool, the winner wins like $8 million or whatever the hell it is. And I was Nobody knows sports better than me, so I decided to go with the Cincinnati Bengals in week 1. And that'll do it here. So the Cincinnati Bengals are in because they stunk on Sunday. I watched that game. They are in the double stink category, and you can almost guess who the other team's going to be in that category. The Cincinnati Bengals, they have to win like 9 in a row for me to them to get out of the stinks list.
That's Bitter Jimmy.
They're Bitter Jimmy stinks list. So they are on the double stink. The Steelers, God, do they stink. Jacksonville Jaguars, average. I still got the Colts, Texans, Titans. They all stink. The Raiders stink. The Chargers, I got them up to average. I got Denver Broncos stink. And I got the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm sorry. I don't think they played that great. They have been relegated to good. The NFC East, I think the best division in football. I have Dallas Cowboys is very good. You got to give it to them. They looked very good on Sunday. I got the Washington Commanders as good. They hold good. I got the Eagles as very good. They beat a shitty Patriot team. The New York Giants, double S, double stinks. They are them and the Bengals have to win a lot of games to get out of that stink list. I got the Green Bay Packers up to good by a nice performance. Chris Gucci's probably thrilled to death. I got the Lions as good. The Bears stink. I got the Minnesota Vikings as average only because Kirk Cousins. I watched that documentary on Netflix, and I'm going to give them average, but they're really close to being stink. Atlanta Falcons, average. Tampa Bay, average. Saints and Panthers stink. The Los Angeles Rams, they are upgraded to average after I had them at stink. The 49ers are very good. Arizona Cardinals stink. And the Seahawks stink. So there you go. 14 stinks. There was 18 last week. Now there's only 14.
How can you say the Miami Dolphins are average after like Tyreek Hill had more receiving yards
I don't think they're that good
than the Giants did as a whole?
You can't compare it. Listen, Giants are in double stinks. I don't think the Dolphins are that good. But for now, my stink list does change. So we got 14 stink lists. That's up from 18. We got 9 averages. There was 4 last week. We got 6 goods, and we only got 3 very goods, as a couple of teams have dropped. So that's it. Jimmy Palumbo stinks list. It is very accurate. Check your gambling sites that don't sponsor this show, the Jimmy Palumbo stinks list. And I look forward to doing another stinks list where I could actually really, really, it's tough to do it one game. But as of right now, the Giants and Bengals, good luck getting out of my stinks list, even though I think Arizona stinks, and maybe the Giants can win this weekend. But if the Giants lose this week, they're done. Toast. All right. Now, more important news. Are you rah? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everybody. Welcome to. I went to the Rutgers game on Saturday. Can't win.
What a weekend you had, huh? Rutgers and then Giants. Wow.
And Giants. Yeah, my daughter came with me. It was a great time. The Rutgers game. Well, Mike Lawler checking in with me, but Dave also thinks the NFC. Mike Lawler just got on the chat room. Mike,
I can't see
Lawler.
it. I can't.
Okay, he's like, listen to your partner. He knows football.
Yeah, he does.
He's a big Miami fan.
Oh.
We'll see about that.
Good luck. I mean, fucking Tua threw for like 500 yards.
But I think the NFC East is the best division in football. I'm sorry. It's definitely arguable.
AFC North more than likely will be better.
We'll see.
The Bengals, the Steelers, the Ravens. But the Bengals are going to be okay. Like Joe Burrow's still hurt. He's actually still hurt. That's why it's not.
First of all, if the Eagles and Cowboys do their thing, that's 2 teams that are very, very good. I don't understand. That's
okay. That's 2 out of 4.
And then we'll see what Washington and the Giants do. And last year, one of them. I think if 3 out of the 4 make the playoffs.
If the Giants don't beat Arizona, you guys might not win a game until mid-November.
All right. Well, I
and
told you.
I'm just being honest.
I told you they could be 2-6. But enough about Shecky and Mike. See now, Mike, when you say stupid stuff online, I got to call you Shecky now. That's how I know you. So, Mike Caprio chiming in. Thanks for getting me in that survivor pool. I jumped in the pool and I drowned immediately because I don't know how to swim. By the way, anybody do you know personally anyone who's won one of those 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people survivor pools?
No, because typically when it gets down to like 3 or 4 teams left, they split the pot 4 ways and they don't even risk it. So like I don't know anybody who's ever won one like single-handedly, because those things do get up to like 6 figures. It's like kind of crazy.
But don't you think, I mean, I think that's the most difficult thing to do. I think it's harder to do that than play quarterback in the NFL. You got to think about
it. Winner a week and
winner a week for 17 weeks. What are you nuts?
Well, sometimes it doesn't make it there. Like sometimes people get knocked out, like yourself, who picked this Cincinnati. You know how many other people probably picked Cincinnati? Well, not.
That's so
no, actually, smart people wouldn't have picked Cincinnati.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I know. I forgot they were playing Cleveland. I'm a jackass. So listen, anyway, let's get back to my 2-0 Scarlet Knights. We had a great time tailgating. It was we came in, it was a little windy. I was actually tailgating at a friend of mine's house before. An old reunion of old Colonia guys from like 6th grade. That bunch was a bunch of feisty old veterans. We met about a half hour away from the game. I was the only one going to the game, and I told them, have your barbecue, but my fat ass is heading to Shy Stadium. I thought, listen, I'm thrilled to death we won. We're 2-0 against 2 Division I teams.
Here comes the schedule.
Yeah. Of course, everybody knows the bomb at the end in the last 8 games. But I still think Gavin Wimsatt, this guy, man, on the Rutgers football fan page, they hate me because everybody loves this kid. And I watch the games, I see nothing. I'm watching the Colorado Sanders kid throw the ball around. I'm watching the Penn State guy. I'm watching Notre Dame, who I think is going to win the Heisman, the kid Herman. These guys are slinging the ball. They all look like, and Wimsatt's like, I'm hearing words like economical management. Like, I'm telling you right now, once you hear those words, like,
it's over.
If I was the father of a son and the coach said, your son's really good, we like, he's very economic, I'm like, all right, we're playing lacrosse, we're out. Like, there's no, you can't, that means you suck. Or how about this? No, we got a lot of running backs by committee. You know what that means? No one's good enough to start. So the coach is like, I don't know, they all suck. Let's throw anybody in there. But listen, without Wimsatt doing well, Rutgers won't do anything. Another thing about Rutgers Stadium, again, I'm aging myself in dog years. I believe, and I'm going to somehow test this, it's the loudest event. I think the Rutgers guy in charge of the entertainment at the stadium, it's like, look, there's nobody here. So I'm going to crank it up to 11 and make everybody be like, oh, I think there's people. It was so loud. I couldn't hear myself think how shitty Rutgers is. I was like, this is unbelievable.
Well, again, it's every September. You guys go 2-3-0 and things get really exciting.
Hang on, though. This is different, though. I'll tell you what. If we beat Virginia Tech, okay,
which is very possible,
right? We're favored. There's 2 unique things about.
Is that game home?
Yeah, we open up with 3 home games. Crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's the unique thing about Rutgers this year. I don't recall if we are 3-0, and everybody goes, yeah, here come the big dogs. I get it. It's fact. But this will be the first time we're 3-0 against regular Division I teams. Usually there's like a Hampton or New Hampshire in there. This will be 3 regular Division I teams. No like bullshit FCS, FBS, whatever that crap is. Historically, the black, whatever, HBS, whatever, all that stuff. These regular Division I teams. And we'd be 3-0. And we play Michigan week 4. So that's 3-1. But then we play Wagner. That's our bad game. So we have if we can beat Virginia Tech, and it's going to be a close game. Virginia Tech's just as good as we are. If we can somehow win that game, man, and then lose to Michigan and be 4-1, we have now at least a puncher's chance of getting to that 6th win and going to a bowl. Because, there's certain teams on there, forget about, the Penn States and all that stuff, Ohio State. But there's certain teams on there that the point spread may only be like 10, 9, 11 in that area. I think Ohio State point spread will be 25. But look, one of these years, we got to turn this around. I'm thrilled they're 2-0. Did they look great? It was a 6-point game with 11 minutes to go. No, but you know what? They learned how to win. They ran the ball, and their defense is pretty good. They only gave up 14 points in 2 games, so that's not bad. So I'm treating Rutgers like a little infant in pre-K 3. Like, oh, he was doing well. He knew where the red circle was, and that's good. He held the little bucket in his hand, and he put the little balls in the bucket. So that's how I'm looking at Rutgers right now. But it was fun. And I'm telling you right now, also another thing about Rutgers, first time ever, if we beat Virginia Tech, We 3-0, but we were favored all 3 games. When's the last time Rutgers was favored 3 games in a row? You got to go way back for that.
Probably been a while.
And also, big announcement next week, and I'm going to need your help on this, Mr. Sturcio. My favorite running back, I wear that number 31 shirt, Terrell Willis, will be on the show next week for show number 131. Thanks to Joe Covino and James Kanowitz for helping me out with that. And keep in mind, he broke some of Herschel Walker's records. So I thought he was one of the greatest running backs that Rutgers ever had, but there's all kinds of controversy with him. Can't wait to get into it with him. It's going to be an awesome little interview there. We're going to have to share some notes so we know what we're talking about. It was a long time ago. It was so long ago the Cowboys were winning Super Bowls. That's how long ago it was. So another thing, Alabama losing. I enjoyed every minute of that. I'm tired of Saban. Is anybody, are you with me on that? You don't really follow college football, but
I follow it.
are you like, all right, I'm tired of this show.
I mean, Saban's been around since I was born, really. I mean,
like,
he's been around the league.
I feel like he coached the 4 horsemen with the leather helmet.
Just recently, I've been getting more into college football and latching on with a couple teams. I'm all in on Texas. I think it's a really cool story because it's been a while since they were anything of any note, right? So seeing those guys do their thing is pretty cool. But I mean, if I had to pick a favorite team right now, it's my boy Dion in Colorado. I love watching those guys right now. I don't bandwagon. I'm not going to go out there and tailgate. You know what I mean? I don't really care, but I'm
already sick of Dion again. But listen, they played Nebraska. Nebraska clearly is better than TCU. I'll tell you that much. At least Nebraska made them punt. That was a pretty good game. They pulled away at the end. But listen, they got some. Colorado's got good players. They're going to be around this year. I think they're going to get beat. You know what I want to see if when they lose their first game. I can't wait to the press conference.
How they handle adversity. That's all. Yeah. Correct. I mean, I don't think Dion's going to go into the press conference saying like, well, you got screwed by the refs. You know what I mean? Like they get outplayed. They get outplayed. He's not as pompous as you think. I'm telling you, he's going
to be a jerk off. He's going to say stupid shit. He always has said stupid shit his whole career. Now he's not going to say stupid shit. Anyway, we'll see what happens there. But it's great for college football.
Mm-hmm.
ChasingMiracles.com. Shit your body needs. That's what this place sells. They got stem cell patches. Creates an immediate effect for your body to repair anything wrong with it. It works. You put the patch on. I'm wearing mine right now, right below the belly button, which has got a lot of room there. And behind my back, stamina, energy, pain elimination, detox, appetite suppressing, no needles. They're just patches. The swimmers wear them. The athletes wear them. They're all over the place. It's really cool stuff. ChasingMiracles.com. Talk to Tommy and Donna. And the big news is that my mother is using these patches and she's now debating not getting knee surgery. And I mean this. And now she just sold it to her friend, Mary Jo Blum and Sandy Colatrella. They are all, my mother's like the lead salesman for this product. And my mother's a tough old Irish broad. And if she thinks something sucks, she would be like, it sucks, and wouldn't do it. They're working for her wonderfully. They work for me. I've been putting them on my heel. Haven't had a heel problem since the blunder with the 5K back in May. So these things work, man. A lot of athletes, Serena Williams, Michael Phelps uses them. Some of the WWE guys use these things. It's really an amazing thing. They also sell these bags you put in water that gives you minerals and stuff. Really cool stuff that's not invasive and medical. So ChasingMiracles.com. Go check it out. So that being said, one of my fine sponsors here, Shay. I think we got to give we're running late here a little bit. We got to give a quick shout out to a sport that nobody really cares about, but like Djokovic. I don't know. I know you don't follow tennis, but 24 Grand Slams. He now has the most. And you've heard of Roger Federer and Nadal. He's got 24 Grand Slams, man. Like McEnroe, I think only had 7. This guy, he's a machine. He played a guy, Medvedev, that was hot, and he just destroyed him. Everybody thinks he's a jerk off because he's a little outspoken sometimes, and he's a Serbian. He was there with the bombings and stuff. I got to give this guy credit. He's a great player. He's in his 30s now, and he's still kicking ass. And I just think he's, something to be worth said. Also, the Yankees.
You talk about like the high and the low. Like obviously,
I
this whole
can't
season's
believe
low. I cannot believe this kid got hurt.
I can't believe it
I'm
either.
blown
And
away.
you know what's? I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be a jerk off here. The Yankees have to fight. If you work with the Yankees in any medical capacity, I'm talking about like if you're the receptionist at Dr. Jones who handles whatever, you're gone, because he already it was hurting him like a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like what is this?
Negligence.
Like you're talking about, they gave him $5 million. This kid, he's not low. He's loaded. Okay. And all of a sudden now out of nowhere, like, ooh, like what the, I don't know. Something seems shitty there. The poor kid, 20 years old, was the only reason why to watch the game. He had this, I just love the way he was playing. And he's got this thing, which they say could be 6 months, could be a year.
He's getting
And you
Tommy
know what?
John.
Yeah. Is that official though?
Yeah.
All right. So that
He's out for a calendar year. He's going to miss all next year too.
Yeah, that's just that's bad situation there.
Mike Trout says the Angels have said that they'll trade Mike Trout if he requests it. So the Angels might lose Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout in one offseason. So they might be in a complete rebuild mode.
Yeah,
and if that's the case, the Yankees better be the first ones to pick up the goddamn phone and call for Mike Trout. Mike Trout's one of the best players, if not the best player in baseball.
That's true. That's true. I mean, and the Angels just want to unload.
Yeah, they don't.
They just want to make
they
money.
Haven't won in
payroll.
fucking since the movie came out.
Yeah,
Angels in the outfield. Maybe that was it.
Which, you know, of course. Now I'll mention something. I played in my first pickleball league. I'm in a league now. Competitive.
Yeah, you said it last week.
League. Okay. So you have 3 teams. There's men's doubles, mixed doubles, and women's doubles. You have to win 2 out of 3 and your team wins. I was on the men's doubles team. You have to win. I'm on the men's doubles team. You have to win 2 out of 3 within your own bracket. We dropped the first game 11-6. I was playing horrifically. Second game, we won 11-2. I was on my game. Third set, we're up 3-1. Starting to roll now. 14 out of the last 16 points. And then that'll do it here from the Omni as Jimmy Palumbo and Dave DeLisi drop 11-4. I played so shitty. I was literally, people were like, what happened to you guys? I was one of those players. Oh, you want to know what happened? I caused our team to lose almost every point. And I think I was the best player on the court. So it was like, it was if Michael Jordan went 2 for 25 in a playoff game, he would be like, oh, you're asking why we lost? Oh, I can tell you why. Like, yeah. Hey, John Starks, why did the Knicks lose? Because I didn't make a shot for about 2.5 hours. I was horrible. But thank God our doubles team, females, in 3 sets won. So we won 2 out of 3. We are 1-0. We're Hell's Kitchen's name of our team. But I played like shit.
Listen to you talking shit about Deion Sanders, and you're out there talking about your personal game when your team won, Jimmy. Come on.
But that's different.
Give it up for Hell's Kitchen, not you, Jimmy. Nobody cares about you. Let's win some games here.
It's all about me. I have to go to the podium. All the media was came from my locker.
Your locker.
I was. They worked me. Let Jimmy deal with this, okay? I am the Reggie Jackson of this team. It's so
like Jack Parkman over here. They're all losers, either by choice or by birth.
Plus, pickleball immediately makes you, please. Okay. Otherwise, listen, now a couple weeks ago, Dave was considering working for OxyMagicUSA.com, but fortunately for you, the Cowboys won. So Dave is no longer considering owning a carpet business, but maybe there's someone like you that is. OxyMagicUSA.com. That's OXY, MagicUSA.com. They are not your traditional carpet cleaning method. They don't drag hoses through. They do a lot of nice things there. Average dry time, 1 to 2 hours. Green, it's maybe really 1 to 3 hours if you ask me. OxyMagic has the green seal and EPA, safer choices. Dave Sturcio got his carpets clean there with his kids running all over that jet green stuff that got all over the carpets. Listen, they do wall-to-wall, area rugs, upholstery, tile, and grout. OxyMagicUSA.com. I'm told that a bunch of people that listen have used them, which cracks me up. Of course, I haven't heard from Tom and Natalie. He's down in LBI the whole time, and he's going to probably come back and play pickleball and kick my ass like he did back in April. But you got to check out OxyMagicUSA.com. That's OXY. They're offering 0% company financing for any new location owners. Check them out, oxymagicusa.com. Tell them Jimmy sent you. What do we got here? Oh, have you ever seen that documentary on Dr. J, the doctor? Came out like 10 years ago. It's on.
No.
It came up on my whatever the hell NBA TV or some shit. I don't know what it is. Dude, I had no idea. How stupid am I? And you got to check this documentary out. Dr. J. When I was growing up, people would always the Dr. J try to dunk it. I just thought he was like this dunker. I knew he was good, but. Man, I didn't realize how really great he was. Great, like great. Like in the discussion of like Wilt, Jabbar, Jordan, LeBron, Dr. J is I would have had him like 20. He's like 4 in that discussion. His dunks they had were unbelievable. The Rock of the Baby where he jammed it. And here's another thing: great guy, not a douche. Good to his family. Like he didn't. The guy on the Virginia Squires in the ABA, like
that bumps you up right away, man. When you're not a douchebag, it's perfect.
And sadly, he lost his son in a horrible tragedy at 19. He was driving home from a supermarket and made a wrong turn. A car flew one of those Florida. This is why you can't live in Florida. One of those lakes where the car goes in, nobody sees it. So they thought he was missing, kidnapped, drowned in a car. Oh, it was horrible. He's still alive today. They showed him, it was 10 years ago. He did a dunk. He could still dunk as of 10 years ago. That's what the documentary. Yeah, he dunked from he can still get it though. But he's well spoken, talked about this, that, and the other thing. And every player, Jordan, LeBron was like, oh, Dr. J. Like Michael Jordan was like, everybody wanted to be Dr. J. I remember maybe because I was a small, short Italian and I could never dunk. Even when they lowered the rims, I still couldn't dunk. I just didn't know that my brother's going to kill me for this because he totally remembers Dr. J. And the whole ABA, NBA thing, I didn't realize any of that crap. Really interesting stuff. The ABA started to make noise. The NBA, then they merged, and now God bless America. Anyway, check out the documentary, The Doctor. Also, on a final note, when's the last time you dealt with a cable company, Mr. Sturgio?
I cut the cord last week. But unfortunately for me, not last week, last year. Unfortunately for me, that said company still runs my internet. So that's the issues I've been having with the internet company. But cable, not for a while. Okay. Well, when
I still need it for all the shows I got to see and all this crap. But whenever you got to deal with the cable company, you're in for like 3 hours on the phone, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up about 20 minutes on the phone, right? The lady said, sir, you got to go to one of our locations and get 3 new remotes, right? I was like, you telling me all 3 remotes died at the same time? What is this, like Aaron Rodgers, Testaverde, and and Joe Theismann at a reunion? What are you talking about? So I have to drive down to the cable place. I did it yesterday. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be in one of these places for 4 hours. Going to be a line. Someone's bitching about their bill. I walk into this new Optimum place. I thought I was in a nightclub in the city. It was like this unbelievably smoking hot girl. Sir, can I help you? I was like, yeah, you sure can. And you can take care of the remotes too. I was like, this girl ran a 4-3 of I was literally like, I love cable, man. I'll never cut the cord. It's like, this is the best thing. So I'm still thinking, all right, this girl's hot, but I'm going to be in here for 2 hours. Literally the total amount of time from me going, hey, that girl's hot, to me walking out with the 3 remotes was about 3.5 minutes. I was like, this is the greatest. I was like hugging her. This is the greatest day of my life. And then she goes, all these remotes should work. And I was like, if they don't work, I'm going to come back and, bust your chops. And then I realized, even if they do work, I'm still going to come back and bust a girl's chops and be like, hey, just checking in. How you guys doing here?
How's the old customer service going?
And then I realized the manager of that store, it's a new thing. Any services that everybody knows, like DMV, cable companies, all you got to do is hire like very attractive women. And I'm sure women go in there, they're pissed. But men are like, it was a fine experience. 5 stars across the board. They were knowledgeable. It was quick. It's unbelievable. And I'm not being sexist. It's
just be a dunce till you walk in there. Oh, I just need remotes.
I did. I looked like a boob. I had 3. And you know what I said, too? This is, again, I'm aging. I really think I'm 78 years old. I do.
You're getting there, Jimmy.
You know why? She took my remotes, and you know what I said? Oh, my God, I'm going to hang myself for this. I go, wait a minute, I just put new batteries in those. I wanted my I wanted my batteries back. Oh, my God. I swear to God, my brother.
That ought to score you her number. That ought to help you out. You help your cause. Holy shit.
Trying to impress a chick by asking for my remote batteries.
God.
And she goes, oh, well, there's new ones in here. I said, oh, that's good. I walked out feeling good about batteries. Oh, my God. My brother just drove off the road right now.
I almost just fell over.
I asked for my batteries back. Oh, my God. Down goes Frazier.
Those are, would be worse. Like, those are Duracell.
I know. I looked, that's what I said. I was like, you guys give those cheap ones. Oh, my God. I knew. I said, oh, you know what, Jimmy, I just
That's
can't.
Awful. That is fucking awful.
I came home, the remotes worked. I was a little bitter about having the shitty batteries in there. What a jerk.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Down goes Frazier. No doubt about it. You know what? I think I had my Giants shirt on, too. All right. So
double boob.
Double boob. Don't forget Pine Tar Bar and Grill, 121 South Main Street, Fork and River, New Jersey, 609-489-4286. The best sports bar. Even if you're a Giant fan, go there and watch them suck.
Where is this again? Because I'm going on the shore Saturday, staying over, but I might have to watch the football on Sunday somewhere down like near Point Pleasant. Anywhere near there?
It's south of there. South of there. You won't be able to. Pine Tar Bar and Grill, though. I got to get you there once. You'll dig it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
121 South Main Street, Fork and River, New Jersey, 609-489-4286. They got all the games there. Also, if you're feeling like shit and you're down and out,
Giants fan,
you're a Giants fan, or you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan who was in the survivor pool, call Lisa Ruane at 201-725-1251, certified therapist. You got to give her a call. She'll help you out. She does hypnotherapy, regular therapy, counseling. She'll tell you where to go if you got some issue. Please give her a call. You're not alone. There's tons of people that are dealing with issues. Lisa Ruane, 201-725-1251. All right, Sturch, that's it. You had a great weekend, I know. Giants got crushed by your Cowboys.
On my birthday.
On your birthday. What a great birthday gift.
Unbelievable.
And we'll see what happens next week when we come back. Giants, Virginia Tech. I'm guessing Rutgers will lose, Giants will lose, and there will be no show. Oh, on another note, I actually did speak with Artie Lang Jr.
Oh, how's he doing?
This week? He's doing good. He's coming around a little bit. We had a nice conversation. It was fun. And we shall see. Hopefully we see him soon. So that was good news. Anyway, all right, that's it. Jimmy and Palumbo Show signing off. We'll see you guys. Peace.